In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI. It's good to have you here. And today's conversation is going to be around security and how we can assess the security in the AI tools that we're using, how we can make sure that there's good products that we're using to help with our deployments, and get some pointers from an expert, which is the best way to do it. Today on this podcast, we're going to talk with Kimber, and Kimber Spradlin is the Chief Marketing Officer at Graylog, and they are a leader in cybersecurity. With over 2 decades of experience, Kimber has successfully guided both startups and enterprise tech brands through the complexity of marketing in this data-driven environment. Kimber, thanks so much for spending some time with me.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
How in the world did you end up marketing for a cybersecurity company?
It was a long and interesting road. I started my career in accounting, of all places.
Wow.
So you don't find too many people make the move from accounting to marketing. But
No.
I got into cybersecurity right from the get-go. I decided tax and audit wasn't really for me, and this world of IT audits and cybersecurity was emerging. And so began to develop an expertise in compliance and policy, and marrying kind of the machine control, the people controls, and eventually found myself on the vendor side of the house, kind of in the product area. From there, worked my way over into marketing, and here I am 20 plus years later running marketing for a cybersecurity company.
Well, I think the great news about that career path is that you are always going to be in need. The security continues to be a major issue. Right? So talk a little bit about what we should be thinking.
I would love to say that
Go ahead.
I'd love to say we're going to win that race, but I think I will always be needed. So yeah, it's for me, it's really a fascinating intersection. AI is definitely the biggest change that I've seen, and I will fess up that when I first started university, we did not have an email system. So I've seen a few changes over my career. And AI is far and away the fastest and biggest that has happened to, I think, any and every job out there, not just the taking off of internet and all websites and all that good stuff. So, but being in the cybersecurity zone, I've got 3 things I have to think about. One is the use of AI internally, the ethical use by my team using AI to do all the things that your many guests talk about, move faster, do better. But I also have to think about AI in our product and how to market AI aspects and how to deal with competitors marketing AI aspects. And then we have to think about securing AI among our customers, securing their AIs, and being thought leaders in that space.
What are some of those products like that you have that are securing AI for your clients?
Yeah, I mean, we're still very much on the beginning stages of this. There's a lot of aspects to it. I know many products are beginning to emerge, and there's really 2 main areas of use of AI. There is companies using we'll call them off-the-shelf products, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and they're using those for business purposes, and we at Graylog use them as well. But you're also starting to see companies adopt, fully more private AI tools,
Right.
your various AI SDR tools and things like that. And then you have companies building internal tools for benefit to their customers, customer support with open source and private LLMs that they themselves have trained. So you can't, those are very different problems to solve between whether they're hosting the LLM and training it and feeding the data, or whether they're just making use of, a more publicly available LLM like Claude or ChatGPT. Then you have to think about, are you doing it through the regular interface? Are you doing it through the API? Or is it your people that are interacting through the API? Or are you beginning to build what API is intended to do, which is application to application communications? And how do you prevent the bad guys from interrupting that flow, stealing data, causing AI to do things that is not what you want it to do?
Yeah, it's a tangled web. There's no doubt about that. I'm curious what your internal governance policy looks like for your employees. Could you just give us a high level on that one?
Yeah, so we adopted a governance policy pretty early, pretty quickly. I would say within a few months of the explosion of ChatGPT. So, by January of 2024, because we have a lot of leading edge developers and we needed to provide guidance to them as to what was and was not allowed. So, generally, our policy, we are required to use paid accounts where there are protections in place so that none of our data is going out into the public sphere. As a marketer, that can sometimes be a little frustrating because I want to train these AIs to say good things about Graylog and deliver the messages, right? So
Yeah.
my material is intended to be public. But as a good steward and a good citizen, we use only private accounts. We limit the number of tools, and everything has to go through a security review prior to employees making use of it. We got a hold of it really early, which meant adoption was not as wide in the company. And so we were able to provide people with these private accounts. And the advantage is they're much more feature rich. And so there's incentive to the employees to not run personal accounts where the data would be leaking into the training models.
Yeah, that's interesting. And what does your personal tech stack look like for developing marketing?
Yeah, I've tried a number of different tools at this point. I keep coming back to ChatGPT and Claude. I really like the all-purpose, the flexibility, the adaptability. A lot of these very purpose-driven tools I found just had too many boundaries, and I was always needing them to do something slightly different than the button was coded for.
Right.
So that is still my favorite. I build a lot of custom GPTs for my team and for our sales team. We're doing some interesting things around building a private LLM for partner enablement,
Oh, nice.
because of course I can't let them have access to my chat GPT. That's the Graylog, private account. And so all these sales tools, I'd love to share them with partner sellers, but access is limited. So we're doing some things there. And then just on Monday, we rolled out OneMind, which is a rapidly gaining AI superhuman, as they call it, for the website. So we're very interested to see how well that goes. But Artie can answer any question that you could potentially ask about Graylog. Artie's pretty darn smart.
I love it. And then
And
what role are you seeing voice play in your deployments right now?
well, that is where Artie emerges. So Artie is our first play with voice, and so he is. We call him a concierge, not an SDR, but
Right.
he can get you a meeting booked. He can work with or understand any language 24/7. Doesn't take any sick days. Has a little sense of humor. Artie is an owl, so he has fun little owl puns. And I really see a future where the website is pretty much an AI chat or an AI superhuman. People come to websites to get answers. They're there to get information. Right now, we require that they navigate menus, right? Top nav menus, drop down, find, and we've gotten pretty good in the B2B world, especially. We're going to expect a product menu. We're going to, know where to look for things. But in the future, why not just ask? Why should I have to navigate your website, look through all of this information, have you surface what you think is important versus what I think is important and why I'm on the website, when I could simply have a conversation and get my questions answered? So I think websites will be stripped down pretty significantly, and they will become much more interactive and a lot less, hundreds to thousands of pages deep. Other than we need to provide the content to feed the AI learning models.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about that as like what the interface is going to be like in order to then have a conversation with a website, right?
Right. Yeah. But it's much more natural. I think we've seen the adoption of AI at the consumer level because it just feels um, more natural, more obvious than the ways that we've designed things in the past. And so, when a broad swath of humans across the globe at all kinds of different jobs and interest levels and education levels and ages adopt a technology this quickly, you know that it's just inherently the smart way to do things.
Yeah, because it's much more complete and much quicker, it seems like to me.
And
Oh,
more intuitive. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. More intuitive. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating that Google's already seen a significant increase in the character count of their search queries, not just when AI is turned on, but clearly people are learning to think in a much more full sentence way versus the very limited kinds of, 5 keywords that we might have typed into a Google search 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, what are you picturing is going to be kind of the security issues coming forward in the next 6 or 12 months? What are you all anticipating?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, who knows where we go from here. I think we'll definitely see some pretty significant security challenges. We're already seeing the bad guys are getting smarter, more enabled, just like they talk with, your audience is probably very familiar with the idea that bringing up the bottom half of your sales and your marketing talent, up to average or mid-level, which is what AI has generally done so far, then moves your average way up, right? And the whole team is now performing better. Well, that's the same for the hackers. That's the same for the teams that are attacking, right? So now your very basic, maybe unskilled hackers are able to accomplish some pretty sophisticated attacks, which just puts our poor companies and customers, right back in the hot seat, trying to figure out how to combat that.
Yeah, indeed. Uh, or seeing, well, the idea that there are no junior programmers anymore. There's just mid and upper programmers because the software is doing that first layer of work. That's what's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then what are you seeing as the kind of the channel or the tactic that's working the best for you to generate leads at this point for your company?
Yeah, right now, what I would call traditional, which maybe for some viewers is not as traditional. We've never gated any content. I've been with Graylog for 7 years now, and never once have I gated anything, nor did any of my predecessors. So we don't do a bunch of email marketing. We're in the B2B space, and really letting our customers come to us and fill out a contact us form. So that's pretty
Uh,
qualified by the time, by the time that we know who they are and they want to talk to us. But de-anonymizing the web traffic, focusing on accounts, that's still pretty critical. But the amount of referral traffic that we're getting out of AI, I mean, our overall website traffic is down, just like I think a lot of people's website traffic is down. But we're seeing every month 100 and some odd percent increase in the amount of AI referral traffic. Small numbers, so it's easy to do big gains, but just more and more of that traffic is clearly to Google, to Open AI, to Claude, to Perplexity first.
yep. Yeah, that's interesting. And I think probably that strategy of not gating any content is helping support the crawling from the AEOs so that they can refer to you eventually.
Yes, I wish I could claim that I knew this was coming and I planned ahead for it, because it means that they've been able to crawl my content for, over 10 years. So there is all that old content out there. And if we don't have a lot of control over what the answers are that come back from AI. And so my big worry, the thing that keeps me up at night, is the quality of those answers, the accuracy and the
Mhm.
currency of those answers. So
Yeah, that's
speed, when we
interesting.
got a
Yeah.
yeah, new features, how quickly does that make it into the learning the set so that the answers the AI is giving out to potential customers and prospects has the latest information in it.
Yeah, there's a great tool called Noatoa that is like the answer engine tracker, and you
Mhm.
can put in your keywords and see what how you rank in there for chat and the other AEOs. So it's a challenge we all have, and there's people that are cropping up with good solutions for those things.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still a little skeptical of the whole space. It's so new, but I am
Yep.
definitely keeping my eye on it for sure, because just like we have all the SEO tools, and many of them are beginning to add this to their. I mean, they have to, right? If
Yeah.
you're a SEMrush, right? Like you're not going to survive if you don't add the this to it. But then the providers themselves, Gemini and ChatGPT and Claude, they're not disclosing data around these keyword searches or phrases the way that Google did very early on. Not only that, but we talked about how my company is restricted. You can only do it in the Teams account in order to not feed the training model.
Right. Yeah. So then you really, I guess the companies need to have a second account that's the free account that we pour all of our marketing into.
I have thought about it. I have definitely thought about it. It got to be a little bit of a pain switching back and forth between accounts, depending on what task I was performing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Kimber, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for taking an opportunity to speak with me, and I love hearing about all the work that you're doing at Graylog. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
You can go to graylog.com. If you do contact us, you'll find Artie there. You can go have a conversation with Artie, or if you want to talk to one of us, you can fill out the form. But I do encourage you to go talk to Artie. He's pretty awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to go do that. See if I can stump Artie. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Kimber. I hope you have a great evening.
Thanks. You too. Stay safe out there.
You too. Bye bye. Well, a good talk and a great reminder that the paid accounts and the paid company accounts are the best way secure the information you're willing to push around through the LLM world. And I encourage you to go to Graylog and talk to Artie and see what the voice AI is the status of the voice AI as it is right now, which is amazing technology. And really, as we were talking about with Kimber, the direction I think everything's going to go, because we're so used to talking on the phone and talking on FaceTime and all these things. So I hope you found value in the show today. I hope you take some time to find some AI tools that will buy back some hours in your work week, and that you use those hours to continue to upskill, to spend with your friends and family, and to get outside in nature, away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.